Hey everybody, welcome back to Simple Acre Homestead. Okay, so what time is it? 5, 6? No, I think it's like 20 after 2, 2:30, somewhere in there. Unfortunately, this time of year, in the area that we live in, it's getting dark by 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's quite early. So because it gets dark earlier, we're starting our chores a bit earlier, give everything a chance to eat before it goes into bed for the night. So you'll just see me doing some chores. I got a few other things I want to get done today, guys, because it's gotten cold all of a sudden. It's staying below freezing. The waters are staying frozen. I've already got a heated base under the main laying area, the chicken water there, but I do want to get the goats a heated pail out. I want to deal with the animals at the front. I've been prolonging this because it means I got to start running extension cords, and it's just a real pain in the butt. So that's why I haven't done it yet, but don't have a lot of choice. And I need to prune some trees. I started last weekend trying to get some of these caught up on some of the trees, and black caps or wild raspberries, depending on what you know them as. In this area, we have what they call black caps. They are a type of wild raspberry, only when they turn ripe, they turn black. They're not a blackberry, they are a raspberry. But they are wild, and they're thorny, and they grow like crazy here. So we try to keep them contained in a certain area. I'll show you that in a while. But the idea is I cut them right back this year because they grow so well, they get a little carried away. Anyway, I got to get moving here, or I'm not going to get everything I want to get done today finished. So the other issue we're having right now is we're still getting a lot of, it's tried to snow today, but we have still been getting quite a bit of rain, and you'll see it's just muck everywhere because if you follow the channel, you know we're in clay. It doesn't drain away very quickly. So unfortunately for our pigs and stuff like that up here, they're tromping around in a bit of a muddy area right now until the cold actually sticks around for a bit and dries things back up again. Hey everybody. Okay, let me in here. So you notice I had to step over this netting still. One of the projects we never got done this year, because we never seem to have enough time, is to get an actual permanent fence up. It's still in the plans. It just hasn't happened. So we're stuck climbing in and out over top of this electric netting for now. And unfortunately, no eggs up here. I think this is second or third day in a row, Cindy, that we haven't had any eggs. Mind you, this coop houses our older chickens and our ducks, so we don't expect to be getting as many eggs, and they are going through a bit of a molt. So, but we hopefully got some at the other coop, and I'm going to run these back to the other feeder at the back for the ducks. There we go. This is why I take it all the way back there, is like these guys that have their own food up here, they'll still go back and try to chase the ducks away from the feed there. Okay, so they got their food. I'm gonna come out in a little bit, freshen up all the waters, but like I said, I need to put some heaters out, so I'm gonna wait and do all that at the same time. Hi everybody. Okay, let me in. Yep, coming. You act like I don't feed you. All right, come on over here. Try to spread it out so that they all can get at it, instead of using the trough feeders, which don't hold as much. We're gonna have to get some fresh straw in here as well for the winter, but Let's see what we got. We are getting more eggs the last few days, so that's good. And I have plans to make new nesting boxes, so I really would like to have some rollout boxes, just in case anybody's breaking or eating eggs. So I did trim up this pear tree last weekend. Pear is always a hard one to keep kind of cut back, because the more you cut them back, the more they try to grow. But we do kind of want to keep it as low as we can. For one thing, it's just it can focus more on the fruit, hopefully, the fruit that we can reach, as opposed to growing really tall and developing up there. And we have our garden underneath this tree, and if we keep it trimmed like this, it does let more light through. We do have the other fruit trees in the garden area that I haven't cut back this year at all. Most of them, when we put them in, they're all supposed to be dwarf or semi-dwarf anyway, so they shouldn't get really big, but I'll have to keep an eye on them. I did trim the apple tree up, I think it was last year. I gotta keep a look and see if it gets much taller. If it doesn't, I might just leave it the height it is and just prune branches to let the sun in. Anyway, I'll keep moving here. So this is the pile that I cut out a couple days ago. I didn't get the camera out and didn't drag Cindy outside during this time because it was almost dark and kind of chilly. But anyway, this is the area where, all on the side of the garage here, where we normally keep those black caps I was telling you about. And these are the cuttings that I've cut back and got ready to take to the dump. But if you get a look at these, they're extremely thorny. They're definitely a wild fruit. You cannot walk by them without catching your clothes, or if you were to try to grab it, you're gonna get these thorns. And even the day I cut them all out, I didn't wear gloves or anything. I just tried to carefully grab them, use some pliers to pull the stalks at the same time as I cut them. And when I went in the house after, my hands were just horribly itchy because I got poked so many times by these little tiny thorns. But yeah. Oh, Max sees a bird flying around over there. I guess he sees it as a threat. But anyway, it's okay, Max. All right, drop these off. And I'm gonna head over to feed the goats and the rabbits and the quail. And then right after I get all that done, guys, I'm going to start running my winter water systems. So the goats have a pail I'm gonna put out, a heated pail. Fortunately, I did run a hydro, as you know, to those barns, so that won't be too bad. I'm gonna have to run an extension cord around to get to the heater to the dog, to Max there, because I don't, if I have, we do potentially get quite a bit of snow. So if that's the case, I have to plow or blow a path to the barns. I don't want cords running across where I'm gonna have to travel. So I'm gonna take the long way around with the extension cord. And then the front yard, same thing. I'm gonna run a cord. I'm not too worried about having to worry about where it goes, because I won't be blowing out there, I don't think. So, and I still need to trim some autumn olives. That's the other thing I gotta do, guys. I got where our greenhouse is. The autumn olives do very well here. If you don't remember some of our previous videos, autumn olives are maybe not what they sound like. They're not at all. They're just a tiny, tiny berry that we use for jam and wine and things like that. But they grow extremely well and they get very bushy. So what's happening is it's starting to grow and impede on the greenhouse and blocking some of the light in the summertime. So I want to trim it back while I can get at it easier. And there's one over beside the barn I want to trim as well, because when I go to cut the grass, it's making it difficult to get around that corner because they get very full, and they also have thorns, not as bad as these. They have a longer thorn, and if I'm going through the riding a lot more, something like that, it can be a little uncomfortable as well. So, but yeah, so many things, which is why if I sound a little hectic and a little distracted, it's because in my head I'm thinking I gotta get all this stuff done because I want to get these things ready. If I don't get to the dump today, I want to go tomorrow because I don't really want to have to burn these branches. They are green, so it's kind of difficult, and I don't want to store them over the winter. And we do have a place at our local dump that we can drop shrubs and things off, yard waste, so take advantage of that. So I'm just going to set the eggs down here for now and grab them after and get back to work. Yeah, so as you can see here, the water's freezing on us, so I have to deal with that. We do have a couple of barrels here still, but again, the water's freezing. I may try to keep it out here as long as I can, because once these barrels are no longer available to us, we have to start paying for the water. We're on municipal water here. We don't have a well, we don't have a point. So once we have to start getting the water from the house, everything starts to cost us more money as far as taking care of everything. So I may try to heat this barrel as long as I can until it's almost empty, so we get the most out of it. Of course, I haven't really done the math to know whether or not it costs more to heat the water or to pay for the hydro, but it is convenience as well, because it's just right here, we don't have to lug it. So anyway, I'm gonna get these guys their food. Now I'm probably overfeeding them. They don't really require a lot of food. We do give them some hay as well, but this time of year I know animals tend to burn more energy to keep warm. These guys look like they're getting a nice coat on, but nonetheless. Hey there. Oh, you still have some food left. Hey. Hey, Terry. Hey, Molly. Oh, Molly. I guess she really wants to get away from Terry.
Yep.
Are you coming?
Not that way, she's not.
Okay. Molly, come on. Where are you going? Molly, we just stopped milking Molly, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago, maybe?
Yeah.
So she's still used to coming in and getting her own little treat and her own little time and away from the billy goat, who we do want to separate them at some point, but we don't want to separate them over the winter right now, because they do keep each other company, they keep each other warm, and as annoying as he is for her, well, Cindy says I'm annoying, but she keeps me around, so anyway, as annoying as he can be, I think it's better for them right now. We don't want them to get lonely, and then next year we plan to get him his own pen, and hopefully she'll already have a companion at that time. But until then, I guess we got to get her gathered up here. Hi, Molly. Are you going to be skittish? Okay, we're back. Cindy's got Molly. There's your girlfriend. Okay guys, we're in here now to feed the rabbit and quail. When I built this barn, as you guys know, I insulated it, but I did put it in ventilation because we don't want the ammonia buildup in here. So outside today, it's -1 Celsius, which converts to, I believe, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. In this barn, it's 10.2 degrees Celsius according to our Inkbird, which converts to, I believe, 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 50 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry. So it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit warmer in here than outside, not even including the wind chill. The wind chill outside today is -7, so that would put us well below 20 or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm taking these off because I'm fogging up. And then I'd start taking care of the rabbits and quail. It's a pretty quick process. Okay, so What do we got? Right down here right now we have a Rex bunny, a little Rex rabbit. Abby up here, we'll give her a little extra. She's got a few little ones with her. And we got one of our males up top. I still haven't got in here with the vacuum to vacuum some of these cobwebs and all this fur that's taking place here. We have another Rex rabbit. And we have an empty cage, a couple empty cages these days. Another one of our bucks. And we have a Holland Lop here. She's got lots of food. Holly's waiting nicely and patiently for her food. Giving Holly a little extra too because Holly is, she's been bred. And a few more Holland Lops. We find that the Holland Lops don't really eat a whole lot. So they don't go through a whole lot of food, which is kind of nice, but. And we'll check out there's nothing in that one. Okay, so the water's good. Pour out the water. So far, it's been pretty promising with the temperature in here. I'm really hopeful that if it continues this way, even if it's going to get a lot colder outside. I realize that, guys. It's -1 today, Celsius, like I talked about. It's going to get, at some point, probably closer to -20. But if we always maintain that little bit of a, well, right now it's a 10-degree difference in here. But if we can just keep it at least above freezing or around freezing, we won't have trouble with our waters. And once I prove that out, I want to automate it. So I'll get a gravity-fed system set up. I've started gathering parts. I've talked about that before, but I haven't been in a rush because there's no point if it's going to freeze in here. So I want to see what happens. Now the quail. Get them fed. I don't give them a whole lot because unfortunately with the quail they are very, very messy. So I try to just give them what they need. So one thing with the quail, as opposed to the chickens, is they're just proficient layers. They're laying constantly. We don't have a big market to sell quail eggs here. So we tend to eat them mostly ourselves, and we have a hard time keeping them used, which isn't a bad thing. And right now we're not hatching any because we don't really need the meat. So anyway, that's all I really have to do there. It's pretty low maintenance. Tomorrow or the day after, I'll come out and start cleaning all these cages again. Right now we don't have as many rabbits, so it works out that I don't have to clean as often. So I only grabbed 4 eggs right now, but believe it or not, these guys, even though I don't keep lights on in here and we only have the one window, they seem to know when it's morning, when it's night, and most of our eggs will come in the evening, as opposed to the chickens where you'll get them more in the late morning, early afternoon. These guys here, it'll be later. When we come out in the evening, I'll get quite a few more eggs. So anyway, done in here. And this is the other way, I'm hoping it stays warm in here. We brought some of our citrus trees that we normally keep outside. The ones in the back there, yeah, just ignore that, guys. Those are avocados. I didn't get them in here soon enough. I'm hoping that they're okay. We'll see if anything green comes on them again. Because in this area, you can't keep these kind of plants outside. We don't have the temperatures for them. And to be honest with you, with so many of us, like there's 6 of us in the house with the 4 kids, I don't have a lot of room for big bulky plants. So I'm trying to keep them out here, see if I can keep them over the winter, and then in spring, when it starts to warm up and stays above 0, I'll put them back outside. But that's how confident I am that maybe this room will stay warm enough. Anyway, I'm done in here. I want to start getting my work done out there. So I'll show you what I mean about these autumn olives. I have to go and grab my clipper. But these guys grow quickly. What did we plant these? Maybe 2 years ago, Cindy? And basically, all we did was stick a branch in the ground and they grew. But they grow very well. I said they get red berries. You'll see them in some of our older videos. My plan is to cut this probably over here, just straighten it off, cut it. Same thing over here, cut some of these branches back, keep it away from rubbing against this barn that we built here, and allow me a path with a lawnmower. So I'm going to do that today or tomorrow as well. It'll all be part of the same video for you guys because this may carry over a couple days here, but that's one of my plans as well. I did all the digging and I have my winter water heating arsenal here. So this is everything I should need to keep all the different areas and all the different animals in water this winter. So I'm going to start working away on this, guys, and I'll show you at each spot what I've done. I'm not going to talk as much because I know Cindy's going to have to chop this up a little bit, because by the time I run cords everywhere and things like that, there's going to be a lot of dead time there, and it's bad enough that I talk so much already. So I'm going to start, and one thing I'm doing different this year, I want to point out, but we can talk about later too, is I'm using a large water dish for the pigs. I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm hoping it will. I've tried using kiddie pools, I've tried using different things, but the pools, I find what they do is they flip them over, and it doesn't work out very well for us. I'm really hoping this will work. We'll have to fill it more often, but it won't hold as much either. So it's lugging water, but not lugging a lot of water. So we'll see how it works out. Anyway, I'm going to get going here. So I'm going to start with max, which means I need a long cord and a heated dish. Like I was saying, we want to make sure that we're not having issues when we have to clear the snow. So I'm gonna take this and unravel it, keep it around the perimeter. Hi. Okay, so one thing we did when we built these barns is we put GFIs on the outside. So I'll fill his water dish since the heat's turned on now. There's one. I can already feel the hydrometer starting to go faster. Alright guys, so like I already mentioned, Cindy's asked me to try to keep these barrels in use as long as we can, or until they're empty. So see what I can do. I think I'm gonna have to go in. I'm ready for you this time. Hey, what are you doing? This one. So what I use is just a splitter, and once I get everything in place, I'll go back and I'll put some electrical tape around everything. Oh, all right, almost fairly successful. We got it. So everything's got heat, heated water, that is. So the only other thing on my agenda was get those bushes trimmed and load it up in the truck to go to the dump, which I don't think I'm going to get to today, but I can get them ready. If anybody's looking for pruning scissors, I do recommend these Falcos. The other saw I'm using is a Samurai, if anybody's interested. I don't have any affiliation or links for you, but that is what Cindy's bought me a few years ago to do this type of work. Now, as I mentioned, these things grow like crazy, and this time next year I'll be having the same conversation, because that's how quickly they grow. All right, gonna load this stuff up, get ready to go, and I think I'll call it a day. It is chilly. Okay, so I'm gonna put my tools away, guys. I'm gonna start carrying, I'm gonna try to find some gloves. I'm gonna start carrying all these branches and stuff to the truck, because those raspberry or black caps, as I was explaining earlier, they're going to be a little difficult to manage because of they're so covered in thorns. It doesn't stop the kids though. There's no berry on this property that those kids can't get into and make short work of. So I'm gonna get that done.